What's up, everyone? Welcome to the 156th edition of the Sports Reality. My name is Jeremy John, aka the fourth greatest Grenadian of all time, aka the Lil Wayne of podcasts, because I will get on any podcast and hit it with the J train. Let's welcome my co-host, Cousin BigThad, aka the gatekeeper of the DMV. AKA the mayor of Prince George's County?
The unofficial mayor.
The unofficial mayor of Prince George's County.
Yes,
What's
sir.
going on with you, man?
Ain't nothing. I'm good, man. You know, the same old week, another week in the life. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, this is good so far. How about you?
Doing all right, man. I got one more week for the semester.
All right.
Finished one paper. I do have one more paper to do. Should be fine though. I mean, it was supposed to be at least 3,500 words. But then, I hate those because like how much do you want me to really talk about this?
Right.
But then,
Give me a page. Give me a minimum page limit. You know what I'm saying?
But then the professor did say, you know, I really just want content. Don't worry about the word count too much. You know, if you don't get to 3,500, just make sure that the content is really good. And that's pretty much what I got to do. The other class, I mean, I think it's a multiple choice test.
Okay.
So when you have multiple choice, come on, it can't be that hard.
It's open book, right?
Yeah, and it's open book.
All right, you good.
It can't be that hard.
Well, I don't know, man, because I've seen some people do some open book tests and still get like a 60. You know what I'm saying?
Like it's
I don't
open
understand
book,
it.
and it's
like,
2 hours. Like,
right,
come
you
on.
got the book in your hand. Like, at least like if it's digital and you got a PDF, you can click search, and you know what I'm saying? There's ways to get around it, you know what I'm saying? But not like with me, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm in my, technically this is the third week. Tomorrow starts for the fourth week.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? For me. So I got another, project due, whatever, paper due, whatever. So with some, and this one is really all like lab reports. So I got to go in the virtual environment and do some, computer stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And then put a little report on, summary of what I found and how I did stuff and whatever. So I'm like, all right, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? But right now I'm helping a friend do this project for, basically it's for his wife.
Mm-hmm.
And having some little issues with that, you know what I'm saying? Because not so. Of course, as you know me, I'm a Mac guy.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? I have some Windows laptops, but they're older, so I've been using VirtualBox so I could have a virtual Windows virtual machine.
Mm-hmm.
Well, of course, because of being in school, you have these certain things that certain resources that we could use where we'll get free copies of Windows and whatnot, but of course they're all like evaluation copies, so they expire after a while.
Uh-huh.
Now, I've dealt with this before, but not with Windows 10. Windows 8, a thing will pop up on the screen, like you'll be working, and next thing you know, a screen will pop up and like take over the whole screen. It's like, you need to activate your license, blah, yada yada.
Wow.
But you can X out of it and keep doing what you're doing.
Uh-huh.
Windows 10 now, it literally, it doesn't do that. It just literally shuts you off. It basically shuts down the computer like you press shut down.
Wow.
You know, yeah. So I'm trying to and I haven't timed it out right yet. That's the bad thing. I haven't timed it out. It's somewhere between like 25 and 30 minutes. And it just shuts down. Like, it gives you no warning. So, like, you could literally be typing stuff, and next thing you know, the blue window screen for shutdown comes up.
Wow.
And I'm like, Jan, are you serious right now? Like, if I knew first of all, if I remembered that was a valuation copy, I would have just went and got another one.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't think anything of it, so I'm just doing my thing, and next screen just shuts off. I'm like, yo, are you serious right now? And I didn't realize that's what it was. I thought there was just something else that was just wrong, and my computer was acting up. But nah, that's what it was. So now I'm dealing with that right now.
Yeah, the thing that especially you and I have learned setting up video for this podcast, what we've learned is it's good to have both a Mac and a Windows.
Right.
I don't think anything is ever like 100% like the best thing out there. So,
right.
Unless, no, there really isn't, man. There really isn't.
Nah, because there's so many. Like, the funny thing is, because I was like, oh yeah, I could do this. The funny thing about it, I was like, yeah, I could do this on my Mac. They have this program on Mac. So I download it, open it up, and it's completely different because it's on a Mac. Like, completely different. Like, the Windows 1, I could do so much more. Windows is all code. Like, I'm sorry, on Mac, it's just completely all code. I'm like, are you serious? Come on, Mac. Y'all could have done so much better, but that was probably Microsoft just trying to set you up. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is.
Yep. We got a lot to get into for this week's episode. Gonna get into the NFL draft. And before we get to that, just want to thank everyone that tuned in to the live show, the draft live show last week. It was pretty good.
It was
4+ hours of content.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You can go on the Sports Reality Podcast Facebook page and go back and watch it, or you could go to the OSS or the Other Side of Sports YouTube channel to check out what we did during the NFL Live Draft Show. If you just want to go back and see, really, if you don't want to go back and look now, make sure you go back in a few years when it's still there, when we're pretty much correct about what we say. That's how strong my opinions are about this live draft show. So yeah, man, shout out to let me get myself situated and not comfortable in this chair.
I'm watching you, but I'm sitting there, I'm like, yo, he's about to fall? What's going on?
So yeah, man, go back and watch the live show. And Harold's actually watching right now, man. That's the key, man. Go back and watch the show so you can see what everyone had to say about the draft. Harold. And so you'll know that we were correct about everything. So make sure you check that out. Gotta give a shout out to two people who tuned into the live show. Akil Malcolm, my man, won every prize with the trivia.
He was real quick with it. He was quick with it.
And I had some very good questions, and he was able to answer them really quickly, like questions that you easily can't Google. If you typed in the exact question, it would be like it'd kind of be hard to figure that out. And then shout out to Aurel Bonilla. He won the raffle for the draft cap. He is a Dallas Cowboys fan, so he wants the Dallas Cowboys hats. So yeah, man, shout out to him. Just want to remind you all to subscribe to the podcast where podcasts are available. That includes Anchor, Apple, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Stitcher, TuneIn. If you're watching right now, you're obviously watching on either YouTube, Facebook, or Twitch. Subscribe to the podcast so you can be up to date on all of our content, especially once we go live with our live shows, and then whenever we release the audio version of this episode. And more importantly, pass the word, man. We're trying to grow, reach more people. And we got a hater in the building here, Chemo. Boo Cowboys. Chemo, what's good, man? It's been a minute, man. Chemo, I know, was living in Japan He's been listening from the beginning. When we started out in 2017, he's been listening. He was listening out in Japan. Whenever I saw some stats coming out of there, I knew it was from him. Kimo, what's up, man? Hey, make sure you stay tuned for the majority of the show, man. We'll be chopping it up here, man. We got a lot to get into. We're gonna get into the NFL, recap the draft, talk about Aaron Rodgers, also get into the NBA. I had a great week in the NBA. Yeah, man, Kimo's an OG listener right there. I had a great week in the NBA. We're gonna talk about LeBron James returning and then leaving again.
Yeah.
And then we're also going to get into Russell Westbrook. Is he the second best point guard of all time? Very good question there. Not really, but when we talk about that, you'll understand why that question even came up. Also, we'll get into a little bit of hockey. Tom Wilson in the news again.
He's always in the news, show.
And then we have our sports free zone. Guess what? I watched a movie.
What?
I watched a movie.
Oh, man.
And the movie that I did a review on is The Color Purple.
Something's wrong with you.
I mean, and I had to watch it for class. That's why I watched. Well, there were a bunch of movies I could have watched. And I said, well, I've never seen The Color Purple. Let me watch this one and do my last paper that was due the paper that was due yesterday. And it was really good because they had a lot of content. Like writing the paper was super easy because there was so much content. But
I got you.
But yes, we'll do that sports free zone, and we may have a special guest a little later. May possibly have a special guest.
It's a big maybe. From the text we're seeing, it's a big maybe. Since we didn't realize what today is. So,
yes, it is Cinco de Mayo, one of the most American holidays out there because they don't even celebrate it that much in Mexico. Do you even know what Cinco de Mayo is, BigThad?
I can't remember. Isn't it like Day of the Dead or something like that? Or is that something another?
Take a few steps back.
Or is that another holiday? This Day
of the Dead is another holiday.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay,
it's November 1st, or like those in the Caribbean say All Saints Day.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay, yeah.
That's Day of the Dead.
Cinco de Mayo, it's just a drinking holiday.
That's such an American outlook on
it. It's like St. Patty's Day, but we drink Coronas and Dos Equis.
Oh man, yes, it was the victory that the Mexican army had against Napoleon III and the French army in Puebla. So it is a big holiday in Puebla, Mexico.
Right.
But as for the entire country, it's not even a federal holiday in Mexico. But here in the U.S., we make sure to get the tacos and to drink. Such American of us.
Please don't go to Chipotle, y'all.
Yes.
Do not go to Chipotle. No. All right? Chipotle's trash.
Man, you know what? Yeah, that was part of the conversation that we might have spoken about.
No, you know what I'm saying?
Little bit.
And
later.
The thing is, I used to go to Chipotle all the time, but I realized there's just better options. Better options.
You live and you learn.
Yeah, that's right.
That's exactly how I see it. Let's now get into the NFL draft. BigThad, I know you watched it with us on the live draft show, but let's recap the top 10 picks in the NFL draft. The Jacksonville Jaguars selected Trevor Lawrence. That was not a shocker.
Not a shocker at all.
For months, we have already known that. I'm just mad that it took 10 minutes.
Right.
Why did you just make the pick and let the rest of the evening go a little smoother?
Exactly.
Then number 2, Zach Wilson out of BYU, quarterback, was selected by the New York Jets. Zach Wilson, we kind of spoke about him several weeks ago. We said that, or I said that, I'm like, yo, how did this dude end up being the the second overall draft pick, and it's just like a lock. Like everyone just say, okay, he's the second, and it's a lock. I mean, he's had 1 year at BYU as the starter, correct? Am I correct? Is it 1 year?
I think that's right, to be honest. I think that's right.
Hey, look, BYU is an okay team. I'm not going to sit here and act like they're like sisters of the poor out here, but
no, they're like the old running gun. No, I'm sorry, they're the old air raid.
Yeah,
they're the air raid team. You know what I'm saying? That's what they are. So, stats get kind of crazy when these teams are like that. But, it is. And conferences that these teams are in also.
Before we move on or continue this conversation, I got to give a shout out to someone else who's just tuned into the show. Perez, man. Perez, what's good? Haven't heard from you in a minute, man.
Hold up, Perez?
Yeah, man.
Stop playing.
Yeah, what? Shout out
Perez
to
was good.
But yeah, Zach Wilson, second overall pick, and it just was like everyone's just cool with it. I'm not saying he's bad. I'm just saying that if you got the second overall pick, you better be picking someone that you know for sure is going to be a franchise changer. I don't think he is. So that's just how I feel. I feel like he has one of the highest bust potentials of the top 10 picks.
Oh, yeah, I'm pretty sure of that.
But
he's at the Jets.
That too. The Jets play.
He's at the Jets.
The Jets play a role in this.
You know
also, Zach Wilson himself plays a role in this. But I just felt some type of way that everyone just was like, oh, he is a lock at number 2, and we're just going with it. This is where the draft got real interesting. The last couple weeks at number 3, with the San Francisco 49ers moving up, a lot of people suspected that Mac Jones out of Alabama would have been selected by the 49ers. Now, we didn't get into the origin of how this started. Do you even know how all of this started?
I have no idea. None at all.
So, Chris Sims.
Yeah.
You have Sims and Leftgo, very good podcast. Chris Sims is very good, like best friends with Kyle Shanahan because they played at Texas together.
Right.
Such great friends that they both have each other's initials on them, tattooed on them. Did you know that?
Pause.
So they have each other's tattoos, initials tattoos on each other. And Chris Sims said that, Mac Jones is going to be a good selection at number 3. So everyone just took, Chris Sims is great friends with Kyle Shanahan. Shanahan must have told him that. And that's how it started. And then everyone kind of just was either saying like what I said. I think that's a terrible decision at number 3 for the San Francisco 49ers, especially since they traded so much just to move up to number 3.
Right.
Then you have the people who try to justify, Kyle Shanahan is a genius, so he must know what he's talking about. It's just like when Bill Belichick does something. Well, I mean, he must know what he's talking about. He must be correct.
Right.
And I'm just like, no, like that's a terrible decision. But everyone, when I say everyone else, not me, was hoodwinked because the San Francisco 49ers selected Trey Lance, North Dakota State quarterback.
Which wasn't who I thought they were going to pick.
Who did you think they were going to pick?
I thought they were going to, if they weren't going to do Mac Jones, that they were going to do Justin Fields.
So I thought that Justin Fields should have been drafted by the 49ers, but the hit that Justin Fields took from the media after the season, I just knew he wasn't going at number 3. So I knew it had to be Trey Lance. And I'm like, if Kyle Shanahan drafted Mac Jones, then he would be an idiot for that.
Perfect.
That's just how I feel about that. So that happened. Then at number 4, Kyle Pitts selected by the Forgot the team. Atlanta Falcons almost had a brain fart right there.
Yeah.
The Atlanta.
I seen that coming.
Then Jamar Chase, wide receiver out of LSU, was selected by the Cincinnati Bengals. Chase will now be teaming up with his former college teammate Joe Burrow.
Yep.
And will also probably be the guy to replace A.J. Green after A.J. Green departed for the Arizona Cardinals. Then at number 6, Jalen Waddle, wide receiver out of Alabama, was selected by the Miami Dolphins. At number 7, Penei Sewell, offensive tackle out of Oregon State, was selected by the Detroit Lions. Number 8, a lot of people thought this was the first stretch of the draft. Not that he's not good, but there are other corners that were on the board still. J.C. Horn, cornerback out of South Carolina, was selected by the Carolina Panthers. Then the second corner off the board, Patrick Surtain II, was selected by the Denver Broncos. Then at number 10, right after that pick, the Dallas Cowboys traded that pick to the Philadelphia Eagles.
Right.
Intra-divisional trade right there on draft day. When have we seen that?
I ain't seen that for a good while.
And the Eagles selected Devontae Smith, wide receiver out of Alabama. And then at number 11, Justin Fields was selected not by the New York Giants, because the Giants had that pick. The Giants traded to the Chicago Bears. So the Bears moved from 20 to 11 to select Justin Fields. What do you think about that pick, Thad?
If he's not the starter out of the 2 other quarterbacks they have, then he's trash.
I mean,
plain and simple.
You're talking about day one starter?
Day one.
Come on, they have Andy Dalton.
Day one. There. I don't care. You didn't even like Andy Dalton as your quarterback.
Because Andy Dalton was supposed to be. First of all, we were supposed to have Dak Prescott. So yes, that's a downgrade.
Of course. But it's Andy Dalton. We know what Andy Dalton is. There's nothing new about Andy Dalton being anywhere. He could be on a new team. We know what you're getting. You know what I'm saying? And Justin Fields should beat out him and that other dude, whatever his name is.
Who's their other quarterback?
I can't even think of what his name is. Is it
I mean, because Trubisky's gone.
It's what's his name? Is he still on the team? Old Eagles quarterback.
Nah,
the Super Bowl one. The Super Bowl one.
Nick Foles?
Yeah. Is he still there?
I don't even know if he's on the team. I don't even know.
He was still there last I heard.
I mean, I don't know about his contract. That's the thing. I don't even know.
He should beat both of them.
Derek, what's up, man? You ain't really you ain't really missed too much.
No, we over here being messy already. We being messy.
What's up, Derek? Make sure you check out his podcast. Remind me the name, BigThad. Derek, just type right,
yeah. Just type it in. Why you gonna put me on the spot? You gonna put me on the spot? You understand?
Akil.
See, it is Nick Foles. See, I told you. I told you. Thank you, Akil.
Hey, the man,
the raffle man
that won every prize.
Yo, did he win the?
Not the hat.
No. Did he win the joint we were talking about? The other prize, the big one.
Well, we didn't get
from the plug.
No, we didn't get it, so that's why we didn't promote it.
Okay.
We didn't get it.
But, okay, got you. So the plug didn't have the plug.
Nah, it was nah.
The plug was slacking. That's what it was.
I wouldn't even say slacking. It was just, it's so hard to get that thing right now.
The plug didn't want to give it up. That's what it was.
But back to Justin Fields. I think you're being unfair by saying that if he's not a day one starter that he's trash.
I think all Ohio State quarterbacks are trash. But
that's what I was trying to get at.
But you know what I'm saying? But he had one more year in college than the other guy. Yeah, I won't even name his name. That dude that went to Bullis.
Oh, jeez.
You know what I'm saying? Bama.
Before we move on, make sure you follow What the F Just Happened. That is Derek's podcast, and then one of them, because he has another one, First in Frame Rates. Derek, I assume frame rates has something to do with let me guess. Like,
come on, bro.
Like movies, videos,
gaming.
I assume, or gaming. Oh, see, jeez. I assume it was something with movies, you know.
FPS, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Frames per second. I mean, you could do that in cinematography also.
Yeah, I understand that.
That's why I thought it was movies.
You were like movies, television,
film, you know. But like
gaming.
You said, it could be gaming.
You know what I'm saying? It's everything, man. Everything. See, gaming. Boom. Look at that. Come on, man.
I mean, but I wasn't wrong. I wasn't like off base. I didn't sit here and say it was about, you know.
You got to talk to him. You got to talk
games.
Yeah, true. You got to talk to D. You got to talk to D about MLB The Show.
Yeah. We'll talk about MLB The Show a little later.
You got to definitely talk to him about that.
Yeah, man, because this brother here is, I mean, I'm okay, but I want to be better.
See, your problem is you play on Xbox. That's what your problem is. And I keep trying to tell you.
I mean, I can't afford both of them, so I got to run with what I got.
It's terrible.
I can't afford them. I have a child right now.
Yeah. You know, I feel you.
My wife would be like, yo, you got another console, huh? How much did that cost?
Oh, yeah, that's right. You got to do with a wife, too.
You know, when I get my man cave, then I could stash things away in there without people knowing that I have it.
You got a microphone. How much did that cost?
I mean, I need exactly. You got a new one? What did you use to get that? Anyways, other NFL draft news. Some notable picks. Mac Jones ended up being selected by the New England Patriots. I honestly didn't think he was gonna go there because of the way Bill Belichick was looking at him on his pro day was like, what the F? Like,
yeah, I don't know if that was because of what he saw from him or it was whatever that dude was saying to him right when that happened. Because dude kind of turned and said something to him and he got that look on his face. And I was like, I don't know if it's Mac or if it was that dude, but if Belichick might be the one dude to prove everybody wrong about Mac Jones. But we'll see.
Derek says if you farm with Dogcoin, you may be able to afford another console. LOL. Hey, man.
You should have jumped in when you could.
I mean, when I heard about Dogcoin, like, way back, I was kind of like, I don't know about this. Yeah. And now it's kind of like, man, you might as well just wait it out.
Right.
Anyways, some other let's just get to some other notable selections. Jalen Phillips, edge rusher out of Miami, was selected by the Miami Dolphins.
Right, he ain't going far at all.
The New York Giants selected Kadarius Toney, wide receiver out of Florida. Yeah. Then you had Caleb Farley, who tested positive for COVID-19 a couple days before the draft. He was drafted by the Tennessee Titans. Did you see him when they showed him?
No, I didn't see him.
Wherever he was in a room, but because he has COVID-19, he was in a room by himself, and he was just kind of like. He was just sitting there.
He looked so lonely.
like when they showed him, he was like this. That's exactly what he did.
Hilarious.
Oh, man. And there's some other notable picks in the first half. Najee Harris was the first running back to be drafted and was selected by the Pittsburgh Steelers at number 24. I think that's a very good pick for the Steelers.
Oh, yeah, by far. By far.
Especially after losing
James Conner.
James Conner, thank you. And then the very next pick was another running back, Travis Etienne, out of Clemson, going to Jacksonville. So Etienne will be playing with his college teammate, Trevor Lawrence.
That's the theme going on now.
Yep. Now let's. I ain't got time to go through the rest of the draft.
Nah, you did.
I ain't wasting time with that. Let's get to the drafts of the favorite teams. The Minnesota Vikings selected Kellen Mond out of Texas A&M, and we'll get into some of that a little bit later. But do you think that's a good pick for the Minnesota Vikings, Dad?
Yeah, I think it definitely is. I'm not going to say he's going to be like starting right away or anything like that, but
how come?
I mean, they got Cousins there right now.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
No, look. I'm just saying they got Cousins there. Cousins, he's serviceable. You know what I'm saying? He's a serviceable quarterback. I mean, yeah, he doesn't have some of the attributes that Kellen Mond has. We'll speak on that later. But yeah, man. I think it's a good pick by them. We don't know. We know that Cousins ain't the future with them. So
it's an evil world we live in.
You know what I'm saying? You like that? You know what I'm saying? But we'll see. You know what I'm saying? Mond. I think Mond's gonna be he's gonna have a good role there. You know what I'm saying? In the future. So it's a good pick for them.
Let's get to your Washington football team, BigThad. Are you happy with the draft this year?
Yes. The reason why I'm happy about it because Dan Snyder didn't make a pick. You know what I'm saying? The linebacker out of Kentucky.
Is it Jamin Davis?
Yeah, Jamin Davis.
Jamin. You know they're going to change it to Jamin.
Of course.
That's going to be his nickname.
Of course.
Jamin Davis.
That's going to be the DMV right there. You just change him to Jamin. You know what I'm saying? Make sure he listens to Go-Go and all that good stuff. But, I think it's a good pick. Me personally, I wanted the linebacker out of Notre Dame.
What they call the three names.
Yeah.
That's what Harold and them said. They called him three names.
And then folks comment saying was that the one? It might have been somebody else, but they were like, he looked like a Nigerian out of 2003 or something like that. I was like, yo, y'all are wild right now. It might have been a kill. It might have been a kill. I don't know. I don't think it was him though, but Akil said something and somebody else said that, and I was like, yo, y'all wild right now.
Jeremiah, you're talking about Jeez, even NFL Network came and pop up his whole name. Jeremiah Owusu Koromoya, and I could be wrong.
Yeah, let's just call him Owusu.
But he was good at Notre Dame. I ain't gonna say that lie.
I mean, he's that line, but he's that like either one of those two. You know what I'm saying? Three names is his name. But he's quick. I mean, he's quick side to sideline. You know what I'm saying? And that's one thing that, we need. But from what I've seen from Jamin Davis, man, he's right there too. You know what I'm saying? Right there, side to sideline. And that's one big need that we needed is we need a good linebacker. You know? That was one thing that I always said with this draft is we need some linebackers. And then clean up some of the trash in the DBs, but it is what it is. But I like it. You know what I'm saying? The picks were pretty good. Riviera knows what he's doing, especially when
Why you call him Riviera?
I always do. I've always called him Riviera, and I will still call him Riviera. You know what I'm saying? So, since he was in Carolina, I used to call him Riviera. But he knows what he's doing when it comes to linebackers. You know what I'm saying? He played that same position too, so he definitely sees something that others didn't see in Jamin Davis. So
we will see. Let's now get to America's team.
They are the Dallas Cowboys, America's team.
Yes, the Dallas Cowboys. They selected Micah Parsons. As someone who did not watch a single college football game all year, even I knew that name. So I'm happy the Cowboys got him.
Oh yeah. For sure.
As for the rest of the draft, I have no comment because I don't know who anyone is. I know they say the cornerback out of Kentucky that the Cowboys selected in the second round. They said he did a very good job against Devontae Smith last season. So they were like, out of all the games Devontae Smith had, that was one of his worst games. Was going up against our corner. I don't even know his name, but I'm not gonna sit here and act like some draft guru there.
Everybody real talk. Everybody acting like Devontae Smith was the best wide receiver on that team.
I mean, he was the best because the other one
It
just
was injured.
didn't play.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like what? He won the Heisman. Yeah, okay, got you.
He was best by default.
Right.
Oh man, but yeah, Jalen Waddle. I mean, obviously is when healthy is better than him. Aaron Rodgers. It looks like he might be out of there.
Look, I think his little spiel and all that definitely overshadowed the draft, yo. Like real talk. Like there's some folks that are mad because he did that the day of the draft.
Yeah, like a few hours. Like ESPN is starting their draft coverage. Oh, but we got to talk about this first.
Yep.
Before we talk about anything else, we got to talk about this. Yeah, man. Do you think he's what's the percentages that he's out of Green Bay?
Bruh, I want to say let's give it a 70%. You know what I'm saying? Because I've never seen Aaron Rodgers like this. You know what I'm saying? Like for him to just Aaron Rodgers is quiet to a sense. You know what I'm saying? Like he really doesn't say much. Like he'll have interviews and whatnot, but it's really not, especially football wise. He keeps it a lot close to the chest. You know what I'm saying? Or to the vest or whatever that saying is. Mm-hmm. But he for him to just come out like this, man, yeah, I've been saying that all my life, Derek. him liking the shiny stars and stuff. Man. He you know what I'm saying, as a kid, just especially with the family that was all Redskins, watching a football team.
Yeah, I didn't subscribe to that racist name at an early age.
He saw the blue and silver and the shiny star, and that was it. And then his brothers decided to follow his route.
No, they're not Cowboys fans.
I understand that. What I'm saying is follow his route, as in going against the grain, and they're not Dallas Cowboy fans. One is an Eagles fan, and what's Marlon?
He's a Kobe Bryant fan. That's what he is.
No, I mean football wise.
He's a Kobe Bryant fan. He just does fantasy football. I think that's all he does.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So that side, you know what I'm saying, I tried my best with them as kids.
I didn't subscribe to that racist name and those ugly colors. Jeez.
You know you love the maroon and gold. No. You love it.
No, I was so glad when I left my elementary and middle school because I didn't have to wear burgundy anymore. Yeah. And then I went to a school where then it was burgundy was the colors, but I was like, nope, I'm wearing the blue polo. Not wearing burgundy anymore.
Yeah, man. So I don't know, man. Aaron, man. I mean, I saw something. Well, it came from Brett Favre. Mm-hmm. That guy. Yeah, we'll leave him alone today. We'll leave Favre alone. Let's just leave him alone today. We can go so far into this dude, but from what he's been hearing, is that it's not looking too good that Aaron's coming back at all. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know.
What team do you think would be the best fit for him?
Denver, San Fran. I mean, so football team fan, of course I would say, yeah, come here. But
I mean, the defense is ready. The defense is ready.
you know what I'm saying? So, but I will say either like Denver, San Fran, maybe even Oakland. Not Oakland, Las Vegas.
I knew what you meant.
Yeah.
I know what you meant. Yeah, I don't know. The thing is, Aaron Rodgers still, I mean, the Packers still have so much leverage in all of this outside of Aaron Rodgers just saying he wants out.
Right.
Like, I mean, they have him on a contract for a few years.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of like, well,
Well, I mean, we could say the same thing for Deshaun Jackson.
yeah, but
Even outside of the law issues, like take the lawsuits out the way.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Like Deshaun did the same thing.
He did.
You know?
I just think Houston, even though it's a similar situation, I just believe Houston didn't have as much leverage as the Packers do. Even though it's a similar situation.
Right.
I just think that it's all they're similar, but not. I just think Deshaun
Packers,
had more leverage.
Yeah. Deshaun had more leverage because that team's just trash.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it was like, yeah, I want to leave, and it'll benefit you. You know what I'm saying? If you do get a trade, because you're going to get so much for me that you don't have. You know what I'm saying? But unlike the Packers, say the Packers want to trade for Aaron Rodgers, trade Aaron Rodgers. They have so much already that even if you did get some stuff for him, which obviously you will because it's Aaron Rodgers, does it really add that much to your team? You know what I'm saying? Because you already have what you have. You know what I'm saying? You have a more than average team right now, unlike Houston, where Houston has nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm still surprised that they let JJ just go.
I mean, JJ might be done, but
nah. Watch JJ have Defensive Player of the Year this year.
Bold.
Just watch it.
I should write that down.
Just watch.
As
Like
bold,
he's gonna have
bold predictions.
right. Oh yeah. No doubt about it. Like I always do that. Like it'll literally be JJ, his brother, and then like maybe two other people, like Aaron Donald, and maybe a homeboy in Cleveland.
Myles Garrett.
Yeah.
Before we get out of this segment, let's talk about LeBron James. He suffered an injury training.
Yeah.
He was training outside of the Denver Broncos facility. Well, Adam Schefter reported that the Broncos, if they want to, can basically not pay him.
Yeah. Not pay him his base salary.
And I'm kind of like, I sent a tweet out to the NFLPA, and I'm like, yo, y'all gonna be standing up for this dude? Like, at the end of the day, it wasn't like he was on a motorcycle and got injured.
Right.
He wasn't playing basketball and got injured, in which, by the way, basketball is one of those activities that a lot of players in their contract, they still can do. Right. But, he wasn't snowboarding. He wasn't, doing something that's not part of his contract. He was getting ready for the sin.
He wasn't doing something reckless.
Exactly. And the fact
and
that
then they did say something. I did see something that they were talking about him prior to the draft, and that he had been at their facilities working out. Mm-hmm. So they were talking about him and like, yeah, he's been here working out, blah 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 blah. And because of that and how he was working out and everything, it was like they weren't gonna get other linemen. That's why they went to a cornerback and all this other stuff, because they knew like he's there, he's good, saying he's working out and everything, and then this happens.
Yeah, man.
And then,
it's ridiculous that the NFL is still in this position where they can do these to these players.
It's the CBA, man.
And that's why I say the NFLPA, like, what they gonna do? Like, you have to really stand up And then honestly, I hope this is year 2 of the CBA now, the second season. You got 8 more years before the next one. Yeah. Like, I hope these guys can say, hey.
But see, then they had something. Then they had something also this season because of COVID and all that. Well, this upcoming season, that certain things weren't mandatory, that you had to be at the facilities for. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't working out part of it too.
That was the big thing.
And the workout bonuses that the PA was like, y'all need to stop signing these workout bonuses and yada yada. But if you don't, when you be in the same type of situation that this player is in right now, you know what I'm saying? Like, what are you doing, PA? But
instead of fighting to smoke more marijuana,
right?
Maybe fight for some guaranteed contracts,
right?
And just say, hey, whatever I sign, I'm gonna get.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like,
no matter what year it is, I'm gonna get it somehow.
Right.
Oh man, that's ridiculous. Let's now get to the NBA. Let's talk about your boy Steph Curry again.
Chef Curry, bro.
Chef Curry.
Chef Curry with the pot.
The man's been on fire. He's been on fire. They had that victory. Who did they play the other night? That they got that. The Pelicans.
Yeah.
Which pretty much at this point has eliminated the Pelicans.
Yeah, pretty much.
They look like they're about to be out. That game, by the way, did you know? Actually, we'll talk about it in our sports free zone. But that game, they did a Marvel edition of the game on ESPN2.
Yeah. So somebody. Oh, actually, when my boy sent me a text, he was like, "Yo, ESPN's doing something weird right now." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "The Golden State game has like Marvel characters." So I'm like, "What? What are you talking about?" So I went to go turn it on, but you know, I guess I missed whatever. But I could see it in the when they went to a commercial, it was like Marvels, blah blah blah, and I was like, "Oh, that's pretty cool." But I thought they were like they did with the Nickelodeon football thing, that it was something like that. You know what I'm saying? But I was like, oh, okay.
Anyways, Steph Curry had a very good game there. He's keeping that team alive.
I told you that. I told you, bruh. Draymond ain't doing nothing for that team. You know what I'm saying? It's all Steph. Steph. If Steph wasn't playing, Golden State would probably have 6 wins right now.
Perfect.
Yep. Kevin Porter Jr., who is playing for a team that has nothing to play for, dropped 50 the other night.
That's crazy.
And that performance was like, everyone's like, you know what? This is the Kevin Porter that we thought we can get. The guy who could drop 50 every so often.
Right.
I just think he needed to get out of Cleveland. And mind you, I'm not saying that. I mean, I just said Houston has nothing to play for because they're terrible. But
they got Wall.
Wall is injured.
Whatever. I don't want to hear that.
I mean, he's out.
He's only been out. He's only been out, what, 2-3 games right now?
He was done for the rest of the year.
But that was like 2-3 games ago, bro.
I mean, but
what about the other 40 something? Other 40, 50 games. You know what I'm saying? Tired of y'all.
Oh man, you funny, man.
Tired of y'all talking about Wall with it. Man, look, if Wall was still here in DC, we wouldn't be talking about the Wizards right now.
Perfect.
At all.
There may be some truth to that. The way the season has gone.
Yeah.
If you just do a straight up trade, you know, maybe. But we'll never really know. But Kevin Porter,
we know. We see what's going on in Houston.
Kevin Porter Jr. dropped 50. Yes, he is playing on a bad team, like I said, but he is more comfortable. He is an NBA player now. Yeah, he was in Cleveland. You're kind of like, yo, why did they draft this dude?
Yeah, for real. Because then they have Garland and Kobe, or Kobe
Sexton.
and Sexton. Yeah. Like that draft alone with Garland and Sexton was so weird to me. Like you just picked both of them and they both play the same position. Like what?
Yeah, man. Jayson Tatum dropped 60 in a game that the Celtics needed. They were down by 30 plus.
Yeah.
At one point in the game, came back and won the game behind Jayson Tatum.
Tatum's turning into something crazy. You know what I'm saying? I didn't expect this seeing him when he played at Duke. I didn't think he would be the type of player he is right now. I think it'd be more like Brandon Ingram.
Did Coach K hold him back? Like everyone says about Jordan and Dean Smith. The only person to hold Jordan under 20 is Dean Smith.
No. You got to think about it. I couldn't say that Coach K held him back because
I don't think
look
so.
at all the talent that they had at the time when Tatum was there.
Yeah, it was.
You know what I'm saying?
You just can't even get that many shots up.
Yeah. And he was only there a year. You know what I'm saying? You knew he's leaving. You know what I'm saying? So
Nets and Bucks had 2 games, back-to-back games, one on Sunday and then one last night, both games in Milwaukee. The Bucks won both games. Now, the Nets did have Kyrie and Kevin Durant, no James Harden. I am getting nervous for the Nets because they've only had 7 games together. And
oh, you mean all 3?
yes.
All 3 only had 7
all
games
3
together.
together.
Right.
7 games. And we're getting close to the postseason.
Right.
There's like anywhere from 10 to 12 games left before the postseason. And I'm getting a little nervous. Even if James Harden's there for game 1 of round 1, I kind of feel like they needed more time to work things together. At the end of the day, this is not NBA 2K21.
Right.
These aren't robots where you just plug them in and they start playing the same way that they're supposed to. There has to be chemistry.
Right.
And last year, the Clippers had 15 games with the whole cast. And we saw what happened at the end.
Yeah.
Now, James Harden and Kevin Durant are better than Kawhi and Paul George, but you still got to work out the kinks. Also, you have a new head coach. What's going to happen in the postseason when a team is scouting the Nets consecutive nights because they know this is the only team we got to play. We don't got to worry for the next opponent also.
Right.
What is Steve Nash going to do as a first-year head coach when he goes up against maybe a head coach like Doc Rivers or Mike Budenholzer or Brad Stevens, who's had the experience, who've made deep runs into the playoffs? What is Steve Nash going to do? You do have to coach these guys at some points. So
hold on. You don't forget your boy Scotty Brooks.
it's a great segue to the next topic. The Washington Wizards. They've won 13 of the last 16 games.
Yeah, man.
Russell Westbrook went off two nights ago. I believe that's what's playing behind me, a replay of that game. Had a 20 rebound, 20 assists, triple double.
Yeah.
Where he only took, I think, 6 or 7 shots. There was no defense in that game. Wizards won, I think, 150 something to like 130 something.
Yeah.
No defense was played.
Yeah.
Oh man, they were looking like the Nuggets from the 80s, man. That's what they were looking like out there.
Look, this is the second time he's missed the 2020.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Now, Scott Brooks, your boy that you just said, he said, well, I've had Russell Westbrook as a top 3-point guard, and now I have him as a top 2. Now, mind you, I read the quote. I didn't hear the quote, so I don't know if there was like a joking inflection in his voice or what, but that's what he said. I don't believe him. However, Russell Westbrook is still a great NBA point guard when you start lining up the all-time greats. Now, does he have a championship ring? No. Steve Nash doesn't have a championship ring.
Right.
John Stockton doesn't have a championship ring.
Right.
I'm not saying that he is those guys, but by the time he retires, even if he ends up not winning another ring, he's a top 50 NBA great. He's a top 50 NBA player of all time.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, and is that such a bad thing to be part of?
Right.
People try to act like, oh, well, he doesn't have any rings, and he does. Okay, he's still top 50.
Right.
Like, come on.
That's like Phillip Rivers.
Like, yeah, like
You know what I'm saying?
still great quarterbacks, still
Right.
great players. Like, come on, They
Right.
don't have to be, top 10 for us to really care about them. But that's just me and my 2 cents about the situation. Now,
Fire
Wizards.
Scott Brooks.
Still, you gotta fire this dude,
fire
man.
Scott
I don't.
Brooks.
I don't care that
We
they
can
are
make
this 13 out
know
of
what I'm
16
saying?
run.
We could win the play-in tournament, go into the first round of the playoffs. We could go to the. You know what? We could even go to the Eastern Conference Finals, which I don't see happen. But we could go to all that, and I will still say fire Scott Brooks by far.
We need to be like Jerry Krause talking to Phil Jackson. I don't care if you go 82-0, you ain't coming back next year. And that's how I feel about Scott Brooks. I don't care that the team is getting better. Scott Brooks needs to go. And I actually have a head coach in mind that actually may have a chance at being available.
Okay.
Brad Stevens.
Oh wow.
Because
he didn't sign the extension, right? Or something like that?
I'm not sure, but I'm just listening to what Boston Celtics fans are talking about, and they're kind of want him to go.
Yeah.
Like my man Harold said, chip or not, he better be fired.
Facts. Harold, you're growing on me, man. You slowly growing on me, sir.
Now, Brad Stevens, even before the Celtics got onto this little hot streak that they have,
Right.
there were a lot of fans asking for Danny Ainge to fire Brad Stevens, either during the season or at the end of the season. So, I mean, that is a guy I do not mind for the Washington Wizards. So,
I got you.
that's who I think of. Los Angeles Lakers. They got a lot going on. Dennis Schroeder is in the health and safety protocol. This is the 3rd time this season. However, this time he's in it for 10 to 14 days. Has me thinking, and not just me, a lot of others, think that he has COVID-19. Thad, do you think he actually tested positive for COVID-19?
This whole thing is weird to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, every time I turn around, somebody who's on this 10 to 14 day protocol thing, and they're not saying, I mean, who cares? Just say you got COVID, get it over with. Or somebody close to him has COVID, whatever. Just say it. Stop just saying, hey, we're going to put you because of protocols about, I mean, who cares about HIPAA at this point with COVID? You know what I'm saying?
Who cares about HIPAA?
Who cares about HIPAA right now when it comes to COVID, man? Like, I'm tired of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, we, it's funny because my pool league, like, the league will send us text messages and whatnot. And at one point back in maybe like February, they were like, yeah, someone in your league might have been exposed to COVID, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, who's this someone? Like, yo, we literally have league on, I think it's six or 7 days at the pool hall that we're at, based out of. And we're like, well, can you at least give us like what night they play on?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so we could kind of know like if we were around this person or not. And I think we ended up finding out who it was.
Yeah.
And my roommate was like, "Oh, you don't know blah blah blah." I'm like, "No, I have no idea who that person is." "Yeah, you do. It's the old dude. It's the old dude. Blah 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 blah." I'm like, "I have no idea who you talking about. You're gonna have to give me a picture or something of the person for me to tell if I was around that person or I played against that person." We touched the same pool balls and pause and pool table, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that, you know what I'm saying. But yeah, some of the stuff, man, I'm just like, yo, just tell us what it is, man. Like, tell us if he got COVID, he tested positive, or, you know, contact tracing, you know, whatever. But it seems like every single time towards this end of this season, when they come up with this stuff, is like 10 to 14 days. Like, can you give us a reasoning why it's 10 to 14? But it is what it is. Way to go, Schroeder.
So yeah, not only that, the Lakers are really missing out on him because they really only have one good point guard on that team, and that's him. So
they're gonna need to bring your boy back.
Why haven't they called him?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
You tell me.
I don't know, but that's your boy.
I be seeing him on Clubhouse in these different rooms. I'm like, yeah, because he got time to spare right now.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I've seen some of the Instagram stories of him. I think he was at Duke the other day. You know, working out and whatnot. So,
yeah, man.
I mean, at least he's working out and stuff.
Good for him.
You know,
you know, I wish the best still, no matter what. I still wish the best for him.
You don't like that dude.
You're putting words in my mouth. Putting words in my mouth. We studied this week in my interpersonal communication class, and that was a mind reader move. You tried to read my mind. You tried to like put words into my mouth, saying, "Well, Jeremy believes this." Yeah,
right.
I don't dislike him. I don't. We just don't agree on one thing. That's all. That's all it is. We just don't agree on one thing. That's all. You know,
Yeah.
he's not a local high school legend. No, that's all. Anyways, LeBron James made a return.
Yep.
Made a return to the lineup against the Sacramento Kings. They lost against the Kings.
Again.
Then lost against the Toronto Raptors, where he re-aggravated his injury. Sat out against the Nuggets. Did the Nuggets win? I gotta look. I didn't even see if I didn't watch the game because LeBron wasn't playing. That's how I feel about Lakers games. I'm not watching that game. The reason why I asked those because I did see some Lakers fans kind of like the night of like celebrating something. So
you talking about the Nuggets game?
Yeah.
Yeah, Lakers won.
Okay, so see, I didn't even know.
Yeah, they won by 4.
So they came back. Wow, because they were down. Like early in the game, they were down. But anyways, so maybe that's why they were celebrating. Those people were celebrating that win. Anyways, LeBron James is going to be out for a little bit longer. I think this is going to be one of those injuries that will just nag him all season. I do not think it's going to be one of those injuries that nag him for the rest of his career, like he implied that he will. Like he said the other day, I will never be the same after this injury. I don't think it's one of those, but still, you know, it's going to nag him this season, and it will affect the playoff run. So we'll have to see how all that plays out for them. Now, LeBron did talk about the play-in tournament and said that whoever came up with this idea should be fired. Mind you, last August, I believe, he was talking about, oh yeah, that sounds like a great idea. Have a play-in tournament for those bottom teams, you know, and to keep things interesting down the stretch instead of having teams tanking. So people found those quotes and just was like, LeBron, wasn't this you? You know, so.
That was LeBron that knew he would at least be in the top 5 of the conference. That's what that was.
So you had nothing to worry about.
No, he had nothing to worry about at the time.
Oh, man. I'll wrap it up here for our NBA segment. Let's now get to our quick hitters. Manchester United. Fans stormed the pitch this weekend to protest the involvement of American owners in their league. This came after the Manchester United ownership wanted to be part of the European Super League that was quickly dissolved because fans protested. Well, Manchester United fans said, well, our organization agreed to be part of this European Super League. They knew that the owner was the Glazer family, which owns the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, American family that does not really attend Manchester United games often. That's what the fans said.
Yeah.
My understanding is it's been years since they've been to a single match. So the fans are like...
I'm pretty sure, Pops was over there more than the kids were.
And that's another thing that you mentioned earlier. Father Glazer passed away a few years ago, and the family is the one that is running not just the Buccaneers, but also the Manchester United club. So fans stormed the pitch to protest. Police said that they're going to make arrests. They did arrest some people there, but they're going to use video surveillance to try and arrest other protesters that came onto the pitch during the game. Thad, what do you have to say about this situation?
I'll be honest with you, I don't understand the situation by any means. You know what I'm saying? I really don't. Like, you have, I understand you're mad because, the team was doing stuff without, talking to the fans or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? So trying to join that Super League and leave the Premier League, you know what I'm saying? Like that, yes, I understand that. I wouldn't have wanted them to lead the Premier League either.
Yeah.
I mean, that the whole idea of the Super League, I understood. But it was the other side of it, of them leaving their own personal leagues, was my thing. When I first heard everything about it, I was like, oh yeah, another league for them, make some more money. That's cool, whatever. But of course, they're gonna still play Liverpool and stuff like that in the Premier League. You know what I'm saying? That's what I thought until I started hearing everything, and I'm like, oh, yeah, this ain't good.
Nah, not at all. Nah. Not at all. And that's another thing. Even as someone who isn't even a huge soccer fan or football fan.
Yeah, you better say football.
Yeah, someone tried to tell me that on Twitter, and I had to cuss them out one time. I'm like, yes, we know that. I'm American. Shut up. Like, anyways, even as a not such a big fan, I know that Manchester United is a big deal for the EPL.
Oh yeah, no doubt about it.
Liverpool's a big deal. Manchester City, Chelsea. Those are big deals. You don't want to. You don't want those teams leaving. It's kind of like if the Dallas Cowboys just said, "Yeah, we're about to leave the NFL and just do our own thing in another league." Right. And then not only that, you then said, "All right, well, then Washington's gonna leave too, and New York is gonna leave." You're like, "Hold on, so we're about to lose the NFC East out of this?"
Right.
Mind you, did you notice that I did not make reference to the Philadelphia Eagles?
It's an evil world we live in.
They just joined the NFC East like 3 years ago.
Yeah, when they won a Super Bowl.
Right.
Oh man. Funny.
Yeah. They just finally joined. And they've been trash ever since.
Tom Wilson. We're going to talk some hockey.
I haven't watched a hockey game this season so far.
I've watched a few. The Capitals are pretty nice. They're pretty nice.
Yeah. I mean, I do know that we got Chara. So
Chara.
I was really, when I saw that, I was like, what? I was like, okay.
Now we did trade Jakub Vrana a few weeks ago, right by the trade deadline. That was my neighbor, by the way.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Okay.
When I say neighbor, we lived in the same apartment building.
Right, yeah. That's what I'm saying.
And I used to bump into him all the time. And then I realized, hold on, you play hockey? Like we used to be in the elevator, like because we would be leaving at the same time. Right. And then I saw him. I was like, hold on, this person looks like the dude that I was bumping to the elevator. So when I saw him one day, I'm like, yo, you play hockey? He busted out laughing. He's like, yeah, play for the Cavs. I was like, okay. And that was the year they ended up winning.
Oh shit.
So like the night that they beat Pittsburgh, I bumped into him coming in because I was doing Uber and they were coming in from the flight. So we got in at the same time, and then the night they beat Tampa, similar thing. I came home around the same time they got home, and then when they won the Stanley Cup, the apartment building actually did a big thing because it wasn't just him. There were 2 other players that lived in the apartment building, so they did a big like victory thing for them, you know. But yeah, so Verana's gone, but Tom Wilson, he punched a player from the Rangers while he was face down on the ice. And then obviously when the Rangers tried to, you know, protect their teammate, he then got into another scuffle where he pretty much slammed a dude into the ice with no helmet. The Rangers are basically like, yo, that was assault, my dude. And I'm kind of like, yo, y'all play hockey.
Right.
What did you expect? Now when you hearing me talk about this, you're probably gonna agree with me. Now, Tom Wilson was doing God's work.
Yeah. Tom Wilson's the man. I don't care what anybody says. He's that enforcer that the Caps hadn't had for a very long time.
So, and that's the point I'm trying to get to. If you look at the video, it was egregious what he did. Like the play was over. It was egregious. You can't do what you just did. I understand it's hockey, but you can't do that. Now, the other side of me as a Caps fan, I'm like, you know what? It's about time one of my favorite teams had someone that is like this. Right. Like we as Washington fans mostly, because I'm not a Washington football fan, but as a Wizards fan, do you know it still irks me to know that LeBron James walked up on Gilbert Arenas at the free throw line and none of the Wizards stood up with Gilbert. And then Gilbert misses both free throws. Right. Damon Jones hits the 3, tie game and go to overtime, ultimately lose to the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Yeah.
I was tired of seeing Pittsburgh, my fault. I was tired of seeing Pittsburgh manhandle the Capitals year after year after year. I was tired of people punking Bryce Harper for years at the plate, throwing at him, stuff like that. About time we had someone in Washington sports that's doing something. So that's where, as a Washington sports fan mostly, that I'm like, yeah, I don't mind that Tom Wilson is Tom Wilson, but yeah, man.
Yeah, Tom Wilson's the man. I don't care what anybody says.
The New York Carringers. Oh, man. So, yeah, man. Look, and that's why I said I'm torn on this. Because, yes, it was egregious.
I'm not torn at all.
But as a...
It's hockey. It's hockey. They shouldn't have tried to win out. They shouldn't have tried to go after him. You know what I'm saying? You want to stick up for your boy or whatever, and you got the result. That's all.
It just I just remember this. Totally not related, but it's with the Capitals still. Remember when Alex Ovechkin like slumped that the Carolina Hurricanes rookie 2 years ago in the playoffs? And I'm just like, like it was one of those things. I was just like, ooh, like he was out cold, like, and I was like, ooh.
And we was like, yo, we really hadn't seen anything out of Alex like that.
Yeah,
ever.
you don't see that from the star player.
No.
You would see that from Tom Wilson.
Right.
Not the star player. Oh, man. Let's now get to our champ and chump of the week. Every week we celebrate those that do well and we criticize those that do not. Starting with you, BigThad. Who is your champ of the week?
RG3.
I said champ.
Oh, well, look, last week you said chump. You changed on me. You always change on me. You always change on me.
Champ
fine, champ, fine. My champ of the week is Steph Curry.
Baby, want a champ.
You know what I'm saying? He's killing it. You know what I'm saying? Leading the league in scoring. You know what I'm saying? 3 points made. 3 points attempted. You know what I'm saying? And he's leading them to the AC right now. You know what I'm saying? It's just, he deserves his flowers. You know what I'm saying? He's a champ of the week for sure.
My champ of the week has to go to Justin Fields.
Baby, want a champ.
To get drafted by the team, the Chicago Bears, a team that is loaded on offense already. He's in a lot better situation than he could have been if he got drafted by the Jets or, by Denver or, a lot better situation. And then because Matt Nagy is basically coaching for his job, you might see him out there a lot sooner, you know? So, hey, he's a champ of the week. An honorary champ of the week of the week goes to Russell Westbrook, though.
Yeah.
Baby, want a champ.
I mean,
got to.
He has been the best player on this team in this little streak that they had, this run.
Yeah.
He's been the best player. You know?
Yep. For sure.
13 of the last 16 games won. I said it on Facebook, and I wanted certain people to see it. I don't know if they saw it, and if they did, they just didn't say anything to me. But, I was like, I remember there was a lot of you all in January, talking about Russell is terrible, and Russell isn't good for this team, blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, he's injured right now. Wait till he's healthy. Then come talk to me.
Right.
He's healthy. And they've had, right before the All-Star break, 7 out of 8 wins, and then now 13 out of 16. Come on, man. BigThad.
Yes, sir.
Who's your chump of the week?
Oh, you already know it. RG3.
Cause you're a chump.
Why is RG3 the chump of the week?
Because my man sounds real salty that he's, first of all, lost his job to Kirk Cousins, and he's not a starter in the NFL. You know what I'm saying? And he basically was like, I'm sure Cousins isn't happy right now that Kellen Mond was drafted by the Vikings because Kellen Mond is the big physical quarterback. You know, he could throw, he could run, all that. And he's everything that Kirk Cousins can't do.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And we all know that. You know what I'm saying? But, bro, you sound real salty. Really salty coming out of your mouth with that, bro. And that's why he's my chump.
I'll say this about RG3. RG3 is just saying how he felt, especially when he got drafted in 2012. Oh, y'all drafted me in the first round, second overall pick, made all those trades, and in the exact same draft got another quarterback. Yeah. And he was everything that I wasn't. And you know what? To be fair, I mean, I don't think Kirk Cousins has had any season that's anywhere close to 2012 RG3. He's just still in the league as a starter. That's about it.
I mean,
I can't even say the year that they had a playoff win because he wasn't that good. He wasn't that good.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know.
And two things can be true. RG3 could be a hater.
Oh, he's most definitely a hater.
And he could be telling the truth about Kirk Cousins.
Right. But either way, he just sounds really salty, bro. He really sounds salty to me.
He's still in the league, right?
Who?
Is he still in the league?
I think he's still a backup for the Ravens. I think.
I don't think so.
Probably not. And if the Ravens don't still have him, who pick him up though? Say, hey, like we said, he's definitely telling the truth. He's just really salty, just being in Bama. That's all it is. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man, my chump of the week has to go to the fans who thought the 49ers would draft Mac Jones.
Cause you're a chump.
Y'all really thought that this was gonna happen? And not just only did you think this was gonna happen, you all thought it was actually the best thing for the team. Like, come on. Y'all are the chump of the week for even thinking about that. Let's now get to our sports free zone, where we take a break outside of sports for a little bit. BigThad,
Yeah.
I mentioned to you that I finally watched The Color Purple.
It's so wild to me.
You
know what? You know the weird thing is, I can't remember if I actually watched The Color Purple.
Oh, so now?
No. I'm trying to think. Like, if I did, it was when I was a kid, but I can't honestly remember watching that movie from start to finish.
Here you are, judging me.
No, it's cool. It's just like Poetic Justice and Jason's lyric. Like, I haven't really seen the movies from start to finish.
I mean, I haven't
but
seen
I do
Poetic
remember,
Justice either.
I do remember there being trash, though. So that's just me. Unpopular opinion. It is what it is. Yeah.
Why do you think people love Poetic Justice?
Because Janet Jackson and Tupac and Q-Tip are in the movie. That's all.
Regina?
Was that the movie?
Was Regina Hall in it, or King? Whatever, which one? Regina King, was she in it too?
One of the Reginas were in it. I don't know. I don't even feel like looking it up because the movie was trash.
Oh,
Trash. Straight trash.
Oh man.
Trash.
Chemo.
Chemo, I'm messy with it, bro. Like, there's some things I'm just like, yeah, it was just trash to me. You know what I'm saying? And I understand Tupac was in it, you know what I'm saying, doing his acting thing, and Janet Jackson and all that, but I didn't think the movie was that good. And I mean, it could have been a decent movie, but if it's not good, it's still trash to me.
It was a Singleton movie, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I never saw it. I mean,
I think it's one of the. I honestly think it's one of the worst John Singleton movies he's done. Rest in peace, by the way.
Well, I watched The Color Purple, so here's my little about time you watched that movie review. It was directed by Steven Spielberg, starring Whoopi Goldberg, Oprah Winfrey, Danny Glover. Was nominated for many Oscars. Didn't win a single one. And after watching this and then looking at the Oscars for that year, I'm kind of like, so they just didn't want to give it to a black movie, I guess. That's just all it is.
What were the other Oscars that year?
Movies I've never heard of in my life.
Okay, you killing me. I'm gonna have to look and see what the Oscars were.
I'm gonna pull it up right now.
All right, pull it up because
The Color Purple.
I'm pretty sure I've seen some of these movies that were in the Oscars, so I could tell you if it definitely deserved it or not.
Here we go. It was the Academy Awards, the 58th Academy Awards.
Okay.
Out of Africa got the Best Picture. I've never heard of that movie.
Out of Africa. Nope, don't know that one.
The best director was the director for Out of Africa, Sidney Pollack.
Okay.
Best actor. There was no one in best. Best actress was Geraldine Page for her performance in The Trip to Bountiful. Do you ever heard those two names?
What year was this Oscar?
It was 1986.
86.
Yeah, because the movie came out in 85.
Look, don't give me the winners, man. You got to give me the nominations.
I'm sorry. Best Actress, Geraldine Page.
Yeah.
Best Supporting Actress.
Mm-hmm.
Angelica Hudson for Prizzy's Honor. And Margaret Avery was the Margaret Avery and Oprah Winfrey were the other nominees in that category.
Okay.
Best Screenplay based on material.
Okay.
Was Out of Africa again.
What were the other nominees?
The Color Purple, Kiss of a Spider Woman, Prezzy's Honor, The Trip of Bountiful. These other movies I've never heard in my life.
Kiss of a Spider Woman. That sounds familiar to me for some reason.
Best Original Score, Out of Africa won.
Okay.
And The Color Purple was nominated. By the way, the score was done by Quincy Jones for The Color Purple.
It's Quincy.
Come on.
There's certain. I mean, don't get me wrong. Quincy's ridiculous, but I'll have to actually listen to that score again.
I know you're a music guy, so
yeah, I'll have to listen to that score because sometimes, like, people don't realize that, like, some putting scores together are crazy, and some of them are just outright ridiculous in how good it is. And then you could put up some random person against Quincy, and Quincy would lose. You know
I'll say that. Oh, best makeup. This is my thing. Is I'm like, hold on. My thing is this: the makeup throughout The Color Purple.
Mm-hmm.
Like, did you see Oprah?
Yeah.
That wasn't Oprah. Oprah's never looked like Sophie. Like, come on, man. How do you not win best makeup for that alone? So I just felt like, oh, we're going to give you nominations, but we ain't really about to let you win. But let me get back to The Color Purple.
Yeah,
Color
85,
Purple.
86, that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
that they would not, that they would not allow them to win. But anyways, Color Purple is based off of a book. The main character is Celie, which is portrayed by Whoopi Goldberg, and they follow her life in rural Georgia. Talk about her abusive father. She ends up conceiving kids by her abusive father. Ends up getting passed on to a grown man, which is called Mr. Mr. is portrayed by Danny Glover. Mr. mistreats Celie. Only wants her there to pretty much clean the house, take care of the kids, and basically sleep with him. But Mr. also has a mistress by the name of Suge, who is a showgirl, who is supposedly a lot prettier than Celie. Celie gets to raise Mr.'s kids. One of the kids, his name is Harpo.
Harpo.
And Harpo ends up marrying Sophie, which is portrayed by Oprah Winfrey. And they have their marriage is quite rocky. They're in an abusive marriage. Sophie ends up leaving the marriage and ends up raising the kids on her own. There's a side story with Sophie where she ends up going to prison because the town mayor smacked Sophie. So then Sophie punched the town mayor unconscious. But then Sophie was beaten in public by the white mob and taken to prison, spent some years there, and then came out of prison and had to be the maid of the mayor and the mayor's wife. Anyways, that's a side story. Well, you have Celie, who's, this following Celie, and Celie and Suge end up having a very good friendship after all. And Suge is telling her, you got to grow confidence, and basically tell Mr. that, I'm leaving this relationship is over. You're abusive, blah, blah, blah. Come with me when I go on the road. She finally gets the courage to go on the road with Suge. There is another side plot where Celie hasn't seen her younger sister. The younger sister ends up writing Celie often, but Celie never gets the letters because Mr. would always intercept the letters from the mailbox and never give them to her. Celie ends up finding the letters literally years later and ends up reading all the letters in chronological order to find out about her sister. Not only does she find out about her sister, she finds out about her 2 biological children who are in Africa with her sister and a missionary family. And then at the end of the movie, the sister and the biological children, where they're adults, they come back to America after there was some turmoil in America, aka white people went into Africa and messed it up. So then they end up coming back with the help of immigration and the help of Mr. Mr. actually helped to get Celie's family back because he had been stashing away some money, and he was able to sponsor them, get them back. Anyways, that's a pretty good synopsis of the movie. Have some quotables in there, like Sophia's "All my life I had to fight," and and then Danny Glover out there saying "You're ugly and nobody wants you," and all the memes that have come from that movie. It's quite epic. So I have my rating here. As many of you all may know, but actually you may not, because it's been a while since we've done this review. It's been several months, so this is the first movie in months that we've done The Color Purple. We have 6 criterias, and we rate them from 1 to 5. There's acting, script, plot, music / soundtrack, cinematography, interest level. So for acting, I give it a 5. I mean, Oprah Winfrey and Whoopi Goldberg and Danny Glover, I mean, that's as star-studded as you can get. Not just as a star-studded, they were actually good at those roles. Like Danny Glover, I don't look at him the same after this movie. Like, come on. I mean, he was a terrible man. So I give that a 5. When it comes to the script, it was well written. Really good. I give it a 5 also. The plot, I give it a 5. Music / soundtrack, I give it a 4. And partly why I don't give it a 5 is maybe because it was background music, but it was still good. I give it a 4. Cinematography, I give it a 4. The reason why I give it a 4 is even on my 4K television, a movie made in 1985 looked good on my 4K television. And not only that, the camera angles, they were very opposite angles. They were linking shots. They were shots that weren't very typical of movies at the time. So I'll give it a 4. Interest level, I will give it a 5. So giving that a total score of 28 and a rating of 4.67. What do you think about that rating, Fan?
Not bad. I like it. You know what I'm saying? That I think you gave Quincy a little bit too high on that score, though. But I think it'll probably be like a 3.5 ish. But nah, I liked all your ratings. It was cool.
So to recap the movies I have seen so far.
Oh Lord, here we go.
The Matrix, I gave it a 4.92. Pulp Fiction, 4.83. Joker, I gave it a 4.83. This is the Joker with Joaquin Phoenix.
Right.
Gave it a 4.83. Shawshank Redemption, 4.5. No Country for Old Men, a 4.4. Reservoir Dogs, I gave it a 4. Jurassic Park, I gave that a 3.83. Same thing with Jerry Maguire, 3.83. And for the worst movie that I've seen so far out of all these movies, Inception, with a 3.67. Yeah, that's the worst movie I've seen out of all those movies.
Ridiculous.
It's not that good. It's not that good.
Look,
I mean, Christopher
just
Nolan.
because it was above your head.
No, it was not above
You know
my
what
head.
I'm
It
saying?
just wasn't
because it was
good.
above your head.
Like,
You can't just put that on it that it wasn't good.
like it just.
You know what I'm saying?
It was. It didn't. First of all, it didn't match the hype.
Every category that you have for criteria, I would say maybe you might drop it down because of not because of the plot. Because cinematography is 5.
Even Chemo thinks it's debatable. Said it's debatable.
See?
Debatable means that there's reasonable, like
No,
that I could be
he's
right.
saying as the worst,
Yeah, out of those movies,
meaning that you're off
It
the
is.
chain.
no,
like you're
it's-
just off the chain.
It's the worst.
It's not,
Out
you
of all those movies I saw,
you
it's
are
the worst.
ridiculous, yo. You are ridiculous.
Harold, give me some classic
Go
movies
ahead,
that
Harold.
I may not have seen.
He wants
drop
classics.
classic movies,
He wants
and I'll tell you
classics.
if I've seen them or not, and then we go from there.
Harold, I'm gonna say like 50% of those he hasn't seen. Nah, actually, you know what? 75% of those he hasn't seen them yet. For sure.
Oh man, but yeah, man.
See? Thank you, Harold.
I'll check on Memento.
You were killing me, bruh.
I'll check on Memento. Outside of the cinematography and the soundtrack, which were like clear fives for Inception. Everything else was average. The acting was average. The script was average. The plot was average. The interest
The
level was
script
average.
and the plot were average.
Yes, it was. I gave them 3s. Average. It's the middle of it.
Wow.
Like the movie was 2 hours and 25 minutes. About an hour and a half, I'm already kind of like, when is this thing finished? Like, I already know where this is going. When is it finished?
Wow.
And
your
there was
look,
a
your
little
synopsis.
curveball. There was a
your
little curveball.
your
but then
syn-
it still
look,
ended up being
your
what I thought.
synopsis. Your synopsis was completely wrong for the whole movie.
That's what y'all think.
What are you talking about?
That's what Christopher Nolan fans always think. They always think that it's some above, like, super knowledgeable thing, and I'm like, it's not that. Like, it's okay, you know. I haven't seen Tenet.
Thank you,
yet.
Harold. Thank you, Harold.
I haven't seen Tenet yet. I do want to see it just to see if it matches the hype that it had. But yeah,
You're crazy.
so
I don't
yeah,
even
man.
think. See, thank you. I told you Chemo was on my side.
He
See,
can be on your side all you
look,
want. It's just not a good movie.
You're just wrong.
it's-
You're just wrong. And
I mean,
everybody's been telling you that.
out of all those movies, it's not that good. Like, it's okay.
Look, it's okay for it to be above your head. It's okay. It's okay.
Oh, you are funny.
There's no way you could tell me that the script and the plot were average.
It was.
That
And the
means you
interest
didn't.
level
That
was
means
average.
That means you never understood anything about that movie.
Oh, no, I understood the movie.
No, because first of all, I remember I told you, if you watched it once, you never understood anything about
Oh, jeez.
Never
Then that's not a good
understood
mo-
anything
If
about the
that's
movie.
the case, that's not a good movie.
the movie. Why is that? Why is that?
Because first of all, if I have to watch a movie multiple times to fully understand it, that's not good. The director didn't do a good job.
No, that just means it's above your head.
No. That's
You're supposed, when it comes to good scripts and plots, you're supposed to question things.
Yeah.
Question
nothing's
things
wrong
about
with
what's going
questioning.
on. Obviously,
Nothing's wrong with questioning, but it's just like, if there's a difference between questioning, like, yo, like kind of like The Sopranos. Did Tony die? That's a question. Like, did he die? Do we know this? By the way, I heard something about that. Side note, I'll get into that.
Me,
but
you're just killing me.
but it's kind of like, yeah, yo, did that happen? Not like
You're
you
not
know,
gonna like any Christopher Nolan film then.
I mean, I liked Dark Knight. It was pretty good. That was definitely higher than Inception. I mean, wasn't it? Wasn't it better than Inception?
Look, first of all, the Dark Knight series that Christopher Nolan did, all three of them, are the best Batman films ever made.
And that's why I said they were better than Inception.
Now,
They're better than Inception.
there's so many things in there that I'm sure even went above your head, but because it's Batman and the comics,
And mind you, I don't
and
know
how
anything about
everything-
comics. I just be
you know what I'm
like,
saying? But see, that there goes your problem right there.
But it was good. It was good movies.
Yeah, of course it's a good movie. It's supposed
Yeah.
to be. It's Batman.
Better than Inception.
You can't even compare the two.
I mean, they're totally different types of movies. But
You
we're just
can't
talking about
compare
which
'em.
was a better movie.
You
The
can't compare the two.
Dark Knight trilogies were better. Talking about The Sopranos. I'm listening to a podcast right now. It's about the New York Knicks. It's called Shattered. And
Okay.
they spoke about the decision with LeBron James and what they did to try and get LeBron to New York. So they did a like promo video where Tony Soprano and Carmela, Carmella.
Yeah.
where they basically they come together and they're like talking, they're in character and they're trying to convince LeBron to come to New York. Well, in the podcast they talk about how it seems like Tony's in witness protection based on the video that they end up doing for LeBron James.
Right.
So they were speaking about it on the podcast and saying if the Sopranos would have like came back, that may have possibly been where it would start up, where they would actually be like how Tony survived whatever. Remember how the Sopranos ended?
Yeah.
Like, what did he survive an attempt on his life, or did he just sit down and have dinner with his family? Because remember, that's how it ended.
Right.
Did the trucker guy just go to the bathroom and come back out and go sit at his table?
Right.
So, yeah, man, that's what they were talking about, the decision, and then how LeBron laughed at them when they played it because they're like, oh yeah, this is kind of funny.
Hilarious.
And I don't think he was like he watched The Sopranos at the time. Like it had ended by then, but I don't think he had watched it by then.
Right.
So he was just like, oh yeah, these people from The Sopranos. And even Eddie Falco was like, yeah, I don't even know who LeBron James. She didn't know who he was. She
Right.
was just like, oh, a basketball player. Okay.
Hey.
Oh man. So yeah, man. The Color Purple gave it a 4.67 out of 5. What do you think about that rating, Ben? Since we can't agree on Inception.
No, I told you the rating was fine.
Okay.
It's just that just the utter disrespect you have for Inception is ridiculous.
It's not that good. Anyway.
Disrespect. Getting real messy.
I,
See, you want to be messy on a Wednesday, but not on a Sunday.
Wednesday, but not on. What do you mean by that? I don't know what that means.
When you were talking about Arby's, but you ain't want to say who it was.
No, because I wanted that person to defend them.
You didn't want to be messy on a Sunday. That's all.
No,
it was.
because
You know what I'm
that
saying?
person, I'm not here for outing people. I don't out
Lies.
people.
Lies.
I don't out people. People, that is not a good thing to out somebody about, their behaviors.
Look, ladies and gentlemen, everybody watching this, Arby's is the drug front. That's all I'm gonna say.
Perfect.
Oh man, Arby's, man, that is a terrible place. Terrible place to eat at.
Like, I don't even understand how they're still open, but
I've never
besides-
seen a
I
line
think-
at Arby's.
bruh. Like that's what I'm saying. Like even throughout the pandemic, that joint was just straight open. Like places are shut down. Arby's is open. Like it's got to be a drug front. Got to be.
Just like Long John Silver's. Like, let's ask this question: if you had to eat at Arby's a Long John Silver's, which one will you be eating at?
Jeez. And you have to pick one of the two?
You have to pick one of the two. Actually,
know
let's make it even more difficult. Let's add crystals
Okay.
and jeez, what's a bad like? No, let's leave it at the two.
Okay.
At the two.
Because I
Arby's-
was gonna say crystals right off the break.
crystals. I can't.
Just
stand
because.
crystals. Oh man.
But you know what? If I had to pick,
Arby's
the two,
or Long John Silver's, which one you eating at?
man, I'm gonna say Long John Silver. Between Arby's and Long John Silver's, I'm going Long John. Yeah, exactly, Harold. Terrible situation altogether.
Is not eating an option. That's
right. Look, if you had put 7-Eleven there as an option, I would have picked 7-Eleven. You know what I'm saying? I'd have right to the hot dog, right to the glizzy. Pause. You know what I'm saying?
No, so hold on.
Or the microwavable burgers that they have. Yeah, them joints. Yeah, them joints. Yeah, I would rather have one of those other than Arby's and Long John Silver.
That's a hard decision.
It's a terrible decision.
So I'll say this. If it was like I could get a single item, I guess it would be Arby's curly fries, but that's it. But for this situation, you got to get a meal, and that means like getting a sandwich, fries, and drink, or like an entree, and side.
Right.
Man, that's tough because I can't do 7-Eleven either.
That's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, or you could get chicken from Arby's like your brother.
No, no.
Buffalo chicken salad, like from Arby's, a roast beef place. Like I don't need. If somebody knows when they started selling chicken at Arby's, let us know, because I know for the longest time it was forever just roast beef sandwiches.
America's roast beef, yes sir.
Yeah, we got the meats. Pause. Yo, I don't know if have you seen the Arby's commercial in a long time?
Yeah, they did
Like recently?
Yeah, they have what's the name of that song? That Skrillex song.
Okay, nah, before that. When they only used to do the We Got the Meats joint, you realize they changed it to sandwiches. So before, for the longest time, it was just Arby's, We Got the Meats.
Mm-hmm.
And then they started changing it to We Got the Meats for sandwiches. Like for some reason, marketing must have got like something from legal saying, hey, you need to put 4 sandwiches here. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. But Arby's is terrible.
They got that song though, that Skrillex and Yogi song though. What's the name of that song with Pusha T?
Oh, that joint. Oh.
Yeah, that dum dum dum
Yeah,
dum.
yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's where they got it from.
Mm.
Oh man, yeah. Have you had Church's Chicken lately?
Nah. We have kind of churches around here, dude.
So there is.
Did they just open up one?
There's
Is that the one in Baltimore or something like that?
There may be one in Baltimore. I don't know, but there's one in LaFont Plaza.
Oh,
When's the
wow.
last time you've been in LaFont Plaza?
Bruh, I ain't been to LeBron Plaza in years.
Last time I went inside of LaFont Plaza might be, honestly, 25 plus years ago. It's almost 30 years, but 25 plus years ago was the last time I went inside of LaFont Plaza.
I think I might have went to LaFont Plaza once for like to use the bathroom or something like that.
Your mom used to work there.
My mom didn't work at LaFont Plaza.
Yeah, she did. That's how long ago.
Nah,
Yes.
my mom worked at Federal Triangle.
You're right. We went. That's what it was. We were
Because
at her job.
Yeah, and then went to LaFont Plaza.
And we went to LaFont Plaza to get something to eat out.
Yeah. That was where you went to go get something to eat. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah, that's how long it's been, bro. Is because my mom.
There it is right there. There's the Arby song right there. Let's see if hopefully we don't get
Oh, you getting shut down for that?
Hopefully we don't get shut down for this.
Yeah, just for the beginning of the song, right there. You hear what I'm saying? But yeah, moms ain't been at Federal Triangle in years, man.
I know.
Jeez. Yeah, they muting that, bro. They muting that joint. But yeah, because she left Federal Triangle before, like around the time I went to high school. Jeez,
Yeah, it's
that's a long time ago. That long ago. Yeah, so you're right. It's about 25-30 years when we all went to LaFont Plaza.
Oh man. That is Arby's, man.
Oh, check this out. I don't know if you heard, but so DC decided that this week that they're gonna be banning dancing and standing at indoor and outdoor weddings in DC.
Hold on, say that again?
They're gonna be banning standing and dancing at indoor and outdoor weddings in DC.
Like,
starting this week.
so what are they trying to? I don't.
You will be, if you go to a wedding in DC, you have to be seated. So like even a reception, you have to be seated.
Okay.
No standing. No stand. You know how you'll have cocktail tables for like happy hour or whatnot?
So what's the purpose? I don't understand.
What's the purpose of them doing it?
Yeah.
It's just DC, being DC.
Is it like COVID related?
That's what they're saying.
I mean, but they can still have a wedding though,
They can have a wedding
and a reception.
but
But we can't.
you can't stand or dance.
That makes no sense.
That's what I'm saying, bruh.
That makes no sense.
So I have, so a buddy of mine eloped, but they're having like a little celebration, whatever, or basically a reception for friends and whatnot, and we were gonna have it at the Line Hotel.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like
The line. That is, yeah,
right there on the
I know
edge of
yeah.
Adams Morgan.
Adams
right
Morgan,
there.
yeah. My
Yeah,
friend
yeah.
works there.
Yeah, so when I saw like another DJ had threw a post about it, and I was like, what? So I went searching for it. I found another post. Like, you know me, I'll search or whatever and see like 4 or 5 different articles about the same topic. I'm like, all right, this is real. So I actually sent a text to my buddy, and I'm like, hey, has the venue reached out to you about this, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, yeah, we're not right now currently procuring a venue in Virginia. I said, all right, just keep me informed. But yeah, man, DC's wilding right now. Yeah, like you ain't no clubs open.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, ain't no clubs open. I'm assuming some bars are open. I know restaurants are open.
Yeah.
But you're already paying money for them for their entertainment, whatever, yada yada. And now you telling people if they have a wedding reception, they can't stand or dance. You out your damn mind.
Oh man.
That's politics for you, I guess.
BigThad.
Yes, sir.
It's been a pleasure, man. Definitely
As
enjoyed
always.
this time, man. Any parting words for the listeners and viewers out there?
Yo, thanks for listening to us. You know what I'm saying? Like, tell your friends. We try to do little things. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, you could definitely listen out for us. Tell your friends. Tell us where you can find us. We got some issues with some of our family members. I'm assuming that we're probably going to talk about it next week, maybe. But yeah,
Some family drama.
yeah, we got some family drama. You know what I'm saying? And it's not us. You know what I'm saying? It's not us, the older cousins. It's the youngins that acting up. You know what I'm saying? And we gonna start feeling the type of way. You know what I'm saying? But nah. Shout out to you. Shout out to them. Shout out to everybody listening to us. Thanks for having me as always.
Oh, yeah, man. No problem. Before we get out of here, subscribe to the podcast on Anchor, Apple, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Stitcher, TuneIn. You can also subscribe on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. Subscribe, leave a review, pass the word to another friend so we can grow and reach more people.
Yes,
Shout
sir.
out to everyone who tuned in and chimed in. Chemo, Harold, Perez, Aaron, Akil, Derek. Thanks for tuning in.
Yo, shout out to
Greatly-
Matt.
Oh yeah, man.
Big Matt, yo.
I saw him the other day, man. I saw him the other day. Yeah,
My man.
I brought his godson over to see him. So yeah.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, man. They got to spend some time together.
Nice.
Yep, man. Shout out to everyone else who we support. Shut Your Face, Soggy Nachos, Just Bear With Us podcast, the We Ain't Got Our Shit Together podcast, the Guys Unpacked podcast. We got to get Rich on here again.
Yeah. Gotta get Cousin Rich back
Because
on
we
it.
got to debate some another One Gotta Go segment.
Okay.
Yeah, man. This one would be good.
Okay.
So yeah, also shout out to my boy Warren. No Encore. His how can I describe it? His retail store that he has. No
Okay.
Encore. Make sure you check him out. Yeah, man. This was a lot of fun, and we greatly appreciate it. Until next time, everyone. Sports reality. Peace.
Peace.
Right now.